Hello AACPS staff, and welcome to a short video tutorial on using the new Microsoft Immersive Reader with our SMART Lumio accounts. Now, if you are a regular Microsoft user, you might already be familiar with the features available in Immersive Reader. They are also included in our Nearpod accounts. So if you regularly share Nearpod lessons with students, you might also know about the tools available with Immersive Reader. If not, let's take a moment to talk about what students can do with Immersive Reader before we get into exactly how to accomplish this in Lumio. With Immersive Reader, students can have text read aloud to them in your lesson. They can change the font style, size, and color to increase readability as needed. They can even highlight parts of speech in the text. And finally, they can change the written and spoken language of the text to increase their comprehension. Now with that, let's go ahead and jump out of the presentation and see exactly how to use Immersive Reader in SMART Lumio. The first step to using the Immersive Reader tool is for the teacher to log into their Lumio account and enable it for the first time. The good news is you only have to do this once, and once it is turned on in your SMART Lumio account, students will be able to use it with any lesson. So as the teacher, I'm going to select Edit Class here in the upper right-hand corner of my screen. I'm going to choose the Manage Immersive Reader option at the bottom. And that's going to open this small window here in the center. I'm going to click to turn it on, and that's it. I'm going to click Done. Now Immersive Reader is ready to use with any of my lessons. So I'm going to select a lesson here, and I'm going to start it so that we can see how a student would use this tool. So here we are logged into the lesson as a student, and you'll see we have lots of text on the page, some information for my students to learn about snow. And over here on the left-hand side, they have the Immersive Reader icon. When they select it, all of that text becomes highlighted in blue, and they get an additional Immersive Reader icon that appears just here at the top of that box. When they select it, it's going to open this in a new tab for them with all of the Immersive Reader tools available. Starting in the center of the bottom, they'll see a play button, and this allows them to choose to have the text read aloud to them.
Facts about snow. Asterisk snow actually isn't white.
In addition to having the text read aloud, there are some settings for that voice. They can click on the settings and they can choose to change the speed that the text is read aloud, as well as whether or not it is read by a male or female voice. Moving to the upper right-hand corner, we have the additional tools available in Immersive Reader, starting on the left with the Text Preferences tool. This allows the students to choose the text size. They can even change the spacing in between the letters. They can choose between serif and sans serif fonts, and even change the theme to increase the contrast as needed. Our next stop on the toolbar in the upper right is our grammar options here. When we select on that, students can turn on or off the syllables in the text. They can also choose to turn on or off any parts of speech that they need to help them identify nouns, verbs, adjectives, and so on by highlighting them in different colors. Students can even change the color with which these appear. Our last stop on our toolbar here is reading preferences. This allows the students to turn on a few different things, including the translate option. Starting with the line focus, if students need, they can have a single line of text highlighted, or if they'd like to return to the default, simply click to turn that off. There is also a picture dictionary by BoardMaker that is turned on by default. If students click on a particular word, it'll show them a picture of that word and even give them the option to have that word read aloud.
Asterisk snow.
Returning to our reading preferences, we finally come to the option to have the text translated. When they click the Choose a Language option, they'll see lots of different languages available. When they select on one, they have the further additional option to choose whether or not they're translating a single word or the entire document. If they choose to translate the entire document, not only does it change the text that's on the page, but it also changes the language of the speaker when they click the play button.
Feite oor sneeuwt. Sneeuw is eintlik nie wit nie en dit is deurskynend.
Finally, when students are done using the Immersive Reader tool, they can select the arrow in the upper left-hand corner to leave this new window and come back to your lesson content so that they can proceed through the file. A few things that you as the teacher should keep in mind when using Immersive Reader for students. At this time, this feature is only going to work with content that is actually created in SMART Lumio, not files that you import from Google Slides, PowerPoint, or PDF. Keep in mind that any text on the page when you import from Slides, PowerPoint, or PDF is actually captured by SMART as an image, so that Immersive Reader would not be able to read the text in that. And lastly, it's only going to work for your content pages where the students really need it. This feature is not available in your game-based activities like your Super Sort or your Monster Quiz or Speed Up. It also does not work in Shout It Out or Smart Response 2.0 at this time. So I hope that helped you get a little bit more familiar with your brand new Immersive Reader tools available in SMART Lumio.